everybody, we're at Botany Bay Plantation Heritage Preserve in Edisto Island, South Carolina. We've been wanting to come here for a while and shot on video, so here we are. So are you ready?
Yeah.
I am too, so let's go. We're getting ready to turn into Botany Bay. It's one of our favorite places that we have not been to in a very long time. If you look over here, that is the mystery tree of Edisto. Out there, somebody's finally decorated it again. The sign lets you know that Botany Bay is closed on Tuesdays. However, today is Wednesday while I'm filming this. It's been a few years since we've been back here. Get to see the beautiful Botany Bay Road that is so popular in photos everywhere. Like the canopy of trees. Hopefully the screen's not moving too much because it is bouncy coming back here.
Just hold it like that.
Well, I'm holding it still as I can.
You hold it like every time you hit a bump, you're right there on the knee.
And then make sure that you go over there and sign in to get your permit to ride through here. That is of utmost importance. So up here, this tells you about the historical aspects. You got bleak hall and sea cloud remnants of both these plantations, maybe a scene along the driving tour. And you got the different animals that you'd see, and a map right here, and then you have to get your day pass right here. And this lets you know that you cannot take anything here. So you definitely want to make sure that you got your little pass up there, because there's fines if you don't have that. There's fines if you take the shells. There's no restrooms here, so that's very important for everybody to know. Oh, look at the squirrel. Right there on the tree. Says please do not run over snakes. That's horse trailer parking there. They didn't have any maps. They usually have a bunch of maps out there, but there wasn't none out there. All right, there is the check station for the horses, apparently.
This way.
Yep. Ooh, let's see the sunflowers. That's the dove fields. That's the dove fields out there. That's why they got sunflowers out there. They're pretty good. Yeah, they got a lot of corn. Just look at the sunflowers. They got little tiny sunflowers. Tiny. So this is the walk out to the beach. We're gonna go ahead and do this first before it gets too hot. that. Isn't that beautiful? The water's moving quite fast. This is Hammock Island. You are now entering a hammock island. South Carolina's vast salt marsh ecosystem contains 3,500 hammock islands. Hammock islands are located landward on barrier islands and are defined as being less than 1,000 acres in size. These islands provide isolated habitat to plants and animals, some of which are rare and endangered. A majority of hammocks are relatively undisturbed by humans, unlike the densely populated mainland. As a result, hammock islands support a variety of plants and animals, many of which have lost vital habitat to development. The painted bunting, a songbird on South Carolina's highest priority species list, nests on hammock islands during the spring and summer. And it says the male, one of the most distinctive birds in North America, boasts a spectacular combination of red, blue, and green feathers, a sight not soon forgotten. Painted bunting populations have declined in the past 35 years through loss of habitat. Thus, hammocks provide high quality, perhaps critical habitat for these birds. While walking quietly through this hammock during the breeding season, listen for the distinctive song of the painted buntings, a combination of short phrases of variable pitches. Only the male sings to attract a mate and defend its territory. Then it'd be hard to read the rest of the sign because it's faded out. So this sign up here says no dogs allowed on this property. So that's something to know if you do have a dog. Well, I can see the water finally. So this says, save shorebirds, share the beach. Loaf or die, like you, many shorebirds come to the beach to rest and take a break from hectic schedules. For shorebirds, loafing is not lazy, it's life or death. They rest and feed to replenish fat and relax flight muscles before continuing migration. Many shorebirds nest in the Arctic habitat, so their journey is very long. Disturbing these birds just a few times can diminish their chances of survival. And this shows different kinds here. There it is. So it's been years since we've been out here. So this is one of those beaches you can look, but do not touch. You have to leave all the shells and everything out here. There are serious spines that go along with it if you take them. One of these days I'm gonna get my microphone, because I actually did my microphone like 2 months ago and I still haven't used it to block out these wind noises. With those canes. Might be a little hard for you to record with those canes. So at some point we do want to come out here for sunrise. We've been saying that for years, still haven't made it. And I think it's probably been maybe a good 4 or 5 years since we came. So beautiful. I love some dead trees on the beach. And I know that's due to erosion, but it's still pretty. Especially if they leave them there. Is it just as beautiful as you remember? Yeah. I think so too. There probably was more trees down than what it was at that time. Oh, I just saw something right there. So I'm gonna run up there real quick. Well, not run, but walk fast. Over there, how they put the shells on the trees. I'm going to show you what they do here. Since people cannot take the shells, sometimes they'll decorate the trees with the shells. And over here, you can see they got some really nice ones on this tree. So Mom put a shell on the tree too to make it official that we were here. And then over here, you can see where they're putting them on the trees that's down. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And something else I've noticed, people just leave their flip-flops wherever they want to. They just park them down and go on about their merry way. I'd personally be afraid somebody take my shoes. Like over here, they got a whole group of them. I'll keep my shoes on. Just noticed all those little crabs down there just moving right along. And these flowers right here are so pretty too. Ooh. A lot of them there. Have a bench about halfway to the beach if you need to sit down. Mom says she's got to take a rest for a moment. I didn't even notice that a while ago, but that looks like an old bridge that has been swept away, and that's probably why they got this one up here. Yeah. Probably a hurricane came through and destroyed it, and it's just too far out there because that is a bridge. See those oyster beds now down there. Ooh. I like some fried oysters, but I ain't eating no raw oysters. They got to be cooked for me. There's some on this side too. So now we're going to start the driving tour. And I cannot go in great detail like I usually do because I did not have a map this time. But it is a pretty cool tour. We've done it a couple of times before. So that's some old ruins of some kind. Whatever number 4 is on the map. Like I say, I do not have my map. And as you can see there out there is all the equipment to keep this place running smoothly. All kind of tractors.
Yeah, we got tractors, there's planters over there.
Anyway, if we don't get back to the thing that we just passed by where the people were walking, that's the Bosch Monument. It matches the one that is at Edisto Beach State Park. If you've ever watched that video, you hear me talk about the one that's here. Anyway, it was back there. Yeah, they're tiny. They're not big like the ones that bear nuts do. if you look out there, you see a bunch of corn and sunflowers. They do dove hunts here, so that's the purpose of that. Tons and tons of sunflowers. It's about time to go to the upstate to see the sunflowers there. And up here, we have another field of corn. Well, we don't know what that is yet. We'll have to come back in a couple of weeks. Probably won't happen though, because it's been years since we've been. Because there's actually a lot of tourists here. Don't tell me people don't know about places, because Arizona,
Tennessee,
Ohio, Indiana, I think. Saw a bunch of license plates back there, so people definitely know about this place. Only thing to improve this would be put some bathrooms out here.
That much is true.
You know, we're in a day and age now, there needs to be bathrooms everywhere you go. All right, there is whatever stop number 6 is. Like I said, I haven't been here in years, so I cannot recall from memory what these things are. That is beautiful out there, though. I love a marsh. Yep. Or even put some waysides out here, you know, like they have everywhere else, so you can read the story.
They can have it like they have at Savannah Wildlife.
Mm-hmm. And also that Harris Neck.
Yeah.
Harris Neck also has the signs out there telling you what you're looking at.
They got that on Cave Stone.
That was obviously it's an old homestead, obviously. You can believe if I had a map, I'd be reading everything that's out here. There are some beautiful red flowers there. I don't know what they are. We do have some beautiful Spanish moss up here hanging from the tree, and then we have a beautiful little pond. Do you see any alligators?
No.
It says they may live here. I bet you there's some out there.
I bet you they are too. I bet you ain't finding now.
No, I don't see them. It is 80 degrees out there, so they might already be under the water. That's Miss Pepper's Oak. And there's something on that tree over there. I think it tells about Miss Pepper.
You can keep what you catch. I think it's a catch and release.
That's probably what I would do anyway. I just see Friday, Saturday, Sundays. What I say, you're going to fish on Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. that road right there, it takes you to a landing, but we don't want to go there. We want to keep on with the driving tour. So up here is some more ruins. Some pretty purple flowers out there, whatever they are. I do know what this is. This is the beehive well.
Well, it looks like a beehive.
Yep. I did remember what that was without a brochure.
That's the same phone we had looked at a while ago.
It probably was.
It's not.
It might be the other side of it.
Yeah.
I'm not filming. snazzy bottle tree right there on the way out, which I think somebody lives there. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and wrap up the video for Botany Bay. This right here's your little ticket that you have to have, and they just let you know straight up on here, no shelling allowed by anyone, $470 fine. So unless you would like to pay that expensive fee, just wait and go down to Edisto Beach State Park and take as many seashells as you would like for free, because to me it's not worth getting charged that much. And you have to have this hanging up in your car whenever you're there, because one time we went and it had blew down on the dashboard. A lady stopped and she was like flagging us down. We're like, it's right here. She's like, okay, just wanted to make sure. So anyway, make sure you got that in your car. And they do have regulations that is posted on the back of it. And it says, area open during posted hours only. No camping allowed. The area is closed on Tuesdays to all general public access except activities designated by South Carolina Department of Natural Resources. Area is closed to all general public access during selected scheduled hunts. That's why they have those dove fields out there. You can go out there dove hunting. I guess, I don't know if you got to apply for that or not. I guess you would.
You have to apply for that. But
I'm not going hunting. I might go fishing occasionally, but I'm not going hunting. Beach access is by foot or bicycle only. No horses or dogs allowed on causeway or beach. So therefore, if you have Mr. Ed with you, you got to leave him back there somewhere else. He cannot go to the beach. If you've got, we're gonna say Bullwinkle with you, he's got to stay somewhere. I guess you got to leave your car running, or somebody's got to stay in the car, because you can't go out on the beach. Fishing is allowed in Jason's Creek. Well, I don't know if that's creek or not. Jason's Lake. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only. And it's catch and release only. And if you have somebody younger than 17, they must be accompanied by no more than 2 adults. And adults may only fish accompanied by a youth. So therefore, I couldn't go fishing there at all, because I'd have nobody under the age of 17. Then you got shore-based fishing, shrimping, and crabbing allowed only on the front beach. Individuals 16 years or older fishing from the property must possess a valid saltwater fishing license beginning July 1st, 2009. I don't have a saltwater fishing license, so I couldn't fish there anyway. Alcohol is prohibited. Horseback riding is by permit only. All terrain vehicles are prohibited. They did have some DNR people there riding them whenever we were walking to the beach, but it's their property. They can do whatever they want to it, and they're right.
if I have one hand, okay, I'll ride it too.
You have non-trailered watercraft only. Metal detectors are prohibited. No person may gather, collect, deface, remove, damage, disturb, destroy, or otherwise injure in any manner whatsoever the plants, animals, except for the lawful hunting, fungi, rocks, minerals, fossils, artifacts, or ecofacts, including but not limited to any tree, flower, shrub, fern, moss, charcoal, plant remains, or animal remains. The collection of seashells and other artifacts are by any individual is prohibited, and no drones are allowed. So therefore, in the event that you would like to visit this place, I highly suggest it. Just make sure you don't do any of that stuff. Most places you can't take a drone anymore. I don't have a drone because I think you got to have a license for that, from what I understand.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
I think you have to call the airport to see it.
I know you got to take classes.
If you can put it up in the air.
Yeah, so it doesn't interfere. So anyway, you don't have to worry about me doing any drone footage at all. But it's a beautiful place back there. I would like to go back there one day to get the sunrise. That would require me getting up early, so maybe I just need to get up whenever sunrise is around 8 a.m. I might get the sunrise that way, because these little 6 a.m. sunrises is not going to happen, and I live, what, 2.5 hours away, maybe, roughly.
To go here?
Yeah.
More like 3.
It depends. It took us about 3 this morning, because we didn't go down I-95 this morning. We went through Charleston, outskirts of Charleston, Somerville, to get here today. But anyway, we like it. So that Botany Bay is definitely not a hidden gem, as they say, because there was cars from all kind of states back there, so people definitely know it. Whenever we were leaving out, there had to be at least 20 cars heading in. So people definitely know about it, so it's not like people would watch this video and be like, oh, I didn't know that place existed. Well, if you didn't know it existed and you watch it now, you do. But it's obviously well known. There was a vehicle actually from Iowa going back there whenever we were coming out, and there was plates from everywhere whenever we were actually back there at the beach. And it's a beautiful place. I always like to get out and see the nature and everything. It just has a lot of rules, but you know, you don't pay to go there, so I guess you got to follow the rules. I'm not going to break a rule anyway, because I don't need a jail sentence at all. So, how'd you enjoy it, Mom?
It was alright.
It was all right. How was that walk to the beach?
It was alright.
It was all right. Apparently is her word of the day, is all right. So anyway, with that, we're going to leave you. We shall see you somewhere else. So toodaloo. Oh yes, and please subscribe. Bye.